But then part two, another concept of heaven. Among believers, there are projections about what heaven will be like. I remember back when my wife's older sister brought her young family to visit us in Wisconsin, and the kids were just slightly claustrophobic. They were living in northwestern Kansas, and they felt claustrophobic because they couldn't see the horizons. Our daughter and her family live in Colorado, and they love the mountains. They love winter sports. For them, heaven would be mountains, and heaven would have winter. My wife's oldest sister was born in India and grew up in the Chin Hills in Burma. That is where her love is. And one time she was just talking about heaven, and she says, heaven would be, and I don't know what it was, but it struck me as a little odd. And I thought, boy, I don't think that's what heaven would be. But there is a thought among most individual believers that heaven will be what they personally want most. Doctrinally, our relationship in heaven will be that we are heirs and joint heirs with Jesus of everything that belongs to God the Father. And our relationship with Him will be such that He will be Dad or Daddy. And what is this inheritance? What does belong to God? Everything. Absolutely everything. And absolutely everything will be our inheritance. That's a doctrinal thing, but when I think of what people think individually of what heaven would be, I think of prisoners, hundreds of thousands of prisoners, and what would they think heaven would be? And when I think about prison, I think it's really a great place, except for two things: the confinement and the people with whom you're confined. But in prison, everything you need is given to you. Food, clothing, shelter, everything. So for someone intimately familiar with prison life, this might be heaven. Think of heaven as prison, except there are no bars, there are no walls, there are no fences. It goes on close to, if not eternally. It's a beautiful prison. It has mountains and rivers and waterfalls. And we can't leave the prison, but within the prison we can do whatever we want as long as we follow the instructions of the warden. There are really only two rules within this prison. One is obey the warden, and the other is be kind to the other inmates. That's it. Beyond that, you want to sit in front of a waterfall and just watch it? Do you want to go on a hike? 10-mile hike? 100-mile hike? Through mountains? Along rivers? Along the ocean shore? Do you want to take a nap? Take a nap. You want to stay up all night? Stay up all night. Food is provided, the best you could ever have. Clothing is provided. Shelter doesn't really matter because it never rains on you. The temperature is always perfect. You get enough sun, but never too much. You have medical care whenever you need it. You have anything you need whenever you need it. You just can't leave. You have to obey the warden, and you have to be kind to other people. And you will be, because all the inmates just are that. In a sense, it's a retirement with unlimited resources. Yeah. When you think of a prison where everything is provided for the inmates and they don't have to really do anything for it, all the upside with none of the downside. Yeah, imprisoned by the greatest artist in the universe, who revels in immersing you in the greatest art you could ever imagine. Arrest me, God, please.